The unexpected visitor. The relentless sun beat down on the dusty plains of New Horizon, a remote outpost on the fringes of human-controlled space. Amidst the scattered prefab buildings and jury-rigged atmospheric processors stood Zhou Chen's workshop, a ramshackle structure that seemed to defy gravity with its haphazard additions and modifications. Zhou wiped the sweat from her brow, leaving a streak of grease across her forehead. She had been working on the colony's ancient atmospheric regulator for hours, coaxing life back into its warm components with a combination of skill, stubbornness, and creative swearing. "Come on, you cantankerous pile of junk," she muttered, giving a reluctant valve a careful tap with her wrench. The machine sputtered, coughed, and finally hummed to life. Zhou allowed herself a small smile of satisfaction. It wasn't pretty, but it would keep the air breathable for another month. As the mechanic gathered her tools, a flash of light in the twilight sky caught her attention. At first, she dismissed it as another piece of space junk burning up in the atmosphere, a common sight on the frontier. But as she watched, the light grew brighter and more focused, descending in a controlled manner that no chunk of debris could manage. Zhou's heart raced. In all her years on New Horizon, she had never seen anything like this. The colony was too small and unimportant for regular supply drops, and unscheduled visits were unheard of. Whatever was coming down, it wasn't from Earth or any of its colonies. The object, now clearly visible as some kind of craft, touched down in a cloud of dust about a kilometer from the workshop. Zhou hesitated, her natural caution warring with an almost painful curiosity. In the end, curiosity won out. She grabbed her emergency kit and a portable comm unit, leaving a hasty message for the colony administrator before setting out towards a landing site. As Zhou approached, the true scale of the craft became apparent. It was unlike any ship she had ever seen, with smooth, flowing lines that seemed to defy conventional aerospace design. The hull shimmered with an iridescent sheen, reflecting the last rays of the setting sun in a dazzling display. Zhou circled the craft cautiously, looking for any signs of damage or a way inside. As she completed her circuit, a section of the hull simply melted away, revealing an entrance. Zhou jumped back, her heart pounding. This was well beyond any technology she had ever encountered. A figure emerged from the opening, and Zhou's breath caught in her throat. The being before her was unmistakably alien, tall and slender, with skin that seemed to shimmer like the surface of the ship. Its large, multifaceted eyes regarded her with an intelligence that was both familiar and utterly foreign. The alien raised a hand in what Zhou hoped was a gesture of peace. It spoke, its voice a melodious trill that seemed to bypass her ears and resonate directly in her mind. "Greetings, Earthborn. We come seeking aid." Zhou blinked, struggling to process the fact that she could understand the alien's words. I'm Zhou Chen. How can I understand you?" The alien's head tilted slightly. "We have studied your languages. Our ship's systems allow for direct neural communication. We apologize if this causes discomfort." Zhou shook her head, amazed. No discomfort. Just surprise. "You said you need aid?" The alien nodded, a surprisingly human gesture. "Our ship has suffered damage during our journey. We detected your colony and hoped to find assistance. Are you a repairer of machines?" "I'm a mechanic, yeah," Zhou replied, her professional interest piqued despite the extraordinary circumstances. "But your technology, it's way beyond anything I've ever seen." "The principles of energy and matter are universal," the alien said. "Your understanding of machines may be more valuable than you realize. Will you help us?" Zhou hesitated. Every logical part of her brain was screaming that this was too strange, too dangerous. But the challenge, the opportunity to learn and push her skills to the limit, it was irresistible. "I'll do my best," she said finally, "but I can't promise anything." The alien's features shifted in what Zhou hoped was a smile. "That is all we can ask. Please come aboard. We will show you the damage." As Zoe followed the alien into the ship, she couldn't shake the feeling that her life had just changed irrevocably. The interior of the craft was a marvel of flowing shapes and pulsing lights, technology so advanced it bordered on magic. The alien led her to what appeared to be the ship's core, a swirling vortex of energy contained within a crystalline structure. Zoe could see immediately that something was wrong. The energy flow was erratic, pulsing in an unstable rhythm. Our navigation and propulsion systems draw power from this core, the alien explained. The instability prevents us from continuing our journey. Zoe studied the core, her mind racing. The technology was light years beyond her experience, but she could see patterns in the energy flow, rhythms that reminded her of the temperamental machines she coaxed to life every day. "I think I see the problem," she said slowly, surprising herself. "The energy flow is out of sync. It's like an engine timing that's off. If we can stabilize the rhythm, realign the flow." The alien's multifaceted eyes seemed to brighten. "You perceive more than we hoped. Can you attempt a repair?" Zoe took a deep breath, steeling herself for the challenge ahead. "I'll need to study it more, understand how it all fits together. But yeah, I think I can try." As she set to work, Zoe felt a mix of terror and exhilaration. She was about to attempt repairs on a piece of alien technology that could revolutionize human understanding of the universe. And if she failed, the consequences could be catastrophic. But as her hands moved over the unfamiliar controls, guided by intuition and years of experience with temperamental machines, Zoe felt a growing sense of confidence. Human or alien, at its core, this was still a machine, and fixing machines was what Zoe Chen did best. Little did she know that her efforts were about to catapult her, and all of humanity, into a new era of galactic importance, the cosmic wrench. As the alien ship's core pulsed with unstable energy, Zoe Chen felt sweat beading on her forehead. The fate of these extraterrestrial visitors, and possibly her entire colony, rested in her grease-stained hands. But it wasn't just the pressure that made her palms slick, it was the sheer wonder of it all. "Oh right, you beautiful cosmic enigma," Zoe muttered, her eyes darting between the swirling vortex and the holographic redouts floating around her. "Let's dance." The alien engineer, who had introduced himself as Zix, watched with a mixture of curiosity and concern. "Our systems are unlike anything in your world, Zoe Chen. Are you certain you can interface with them?" Zoe flashed a confident grin, masking her inner doubts. "In my experience, Zix, machines are machines, whether they're from Earth or the far side of the galaxy. They all speak the same language, the language of physics." As if on cue, a surge of energy crackled through the core, sending sparks cascading around the chamber. Zoe instinctively ducked, her heart racing. "Okay, maybe this machine speaks with a bit of an accent," she admitted. But as Zoe studied the erratic energy patterns, something clicked in her mind. The fluctuations weren't random. They followed a complex rhythm, like a cosmic symphony out of tune. And if she could just find the right frequency. "Zix, I need something conductive, about the size of my forearm," Zoe said, her mind racing with an idea so crazy it might just work. The alien tilted his head, puzzled, but quickly returned with a rod of shimmering metal. Zoe grinned, recognizing it as a component she'd seen in the ship's engine room. "Perfect. Now, don't freak out, but I'm going to do something that probably violates about a dozen safety protocols." Before Zix could protest, Zoe plunged the rod into the swirling vortex of the core. The effect was immediate and spectacular. Energy surged through the metal, engulfing Zoe's arm in a dazzling display of light and color. But instead of pain, Zoe felt connected. The ship's systems flowed through her, a torrent of information that should have overwhelmed her human brain. Yet somehow, she understood it all. "Holy quantum flux," Zoe gasped, her eyes wide with wonder. "I can feel it, Zix. The misalignment, the dissonance in your systems. It's like a giant engine with its timing off." Her free hand danced over the holographic controls, making adjustments within human speed and precision. The core's erratic pulsing began to stabilize, its glow shifting from an angry red to a soothing blue. Zix watched in amazement. Impossible. You're interfacing directly with our ship's AI. No non-augmented being has ever achieved such a connection. Zoe barely heard him, lost in the flow of data and energy. She could see the problem now, a microscopic fracture in the core's crystalline structure, causing ripples of instability throughout the ship's systems. With a thought, she redirected the energy flow, creating a bypass around the damaged area. The effect was immediate. The ship hummed to life, systems coming online in a cascade of lights and sounds. Zoe gently withdrew her arm from the core, stumbling back as the connection broke. Zix steadied her, his multifaceted eyes shimmering with what Zoe guessed was their equivalent of tears. "You've done it, Zoe Chen. You've saved our ship, our mission, our lives." Zoe flexed her tingling arm, grinning despite her exhaustion, just doing what any good mechanic would do. Although I gotta say, this beats fixing atmospheric regulators any day. But as the euphoria of success faded, questions began to crowd Zoe's mind. How had she interfaced with alien technology so easily? And what was this mission Zix mentioned? Before she could voice her thoughts, a new alien entered the core chamber. Taller than Zix, with intricate patterns swirling across its iridescent skin, this being radiated an aura of authority. "I am Captain Elara," the newcomer said, its mental voice resonating with power and gratitude. "Zix has informed me of your extraordinary feat, Zoe Chen. You have not only repaired our ship, but have demonstrated abilities we believed impossible for your species." Zoe straightened, suddenly aware of the gravity of the situation. "Thank you, Captain. I'm just glad I could help. But I have to ask, what brings you to our little corner of the galaxy?" Elara and Zix exchanged a look that Zoe couldn't quite interpret. Finally, the captain spoke. "We are on a mission of utmost importance, one that concerns not just our civilization, but yours as well. And now it seems you may play a crucial role in it." The captain's words hung in the air, pregnant with possibility and danger. Zoe felt a shiver run down her spine, a mixture of excitement and apprehension. "Me? But I'm just a mechanic on a backwater colony." Ilara's multifaceted eyes seemed to peer into Zoe's very soul. "You are far more than that, Zoe Chen. Your actions today have proven that humanity has untapped potential beyond our wildest expectations, and we may need that potential to face the threat that looms over us all." As if to underscore the captain's words, a holographic display sprang to life in the center of the chamber. It showed a star map of the galaxy, with a sinister shadow creeping across vast swaths of space. "What you see here," Elara explained, "is an ancient force awakening. A threat that nearly wiped out our civilization eons ago. We came to your world seeking allies, but we may have found something far more valuable, a key to our survival." Zoe stared at the hologram, her mind reeling. Just hours ago, her biggest concern had been keeping the colony's atmosphere breathable. Now she stood aboard an alien ship, apparently crucial to the fate of the galaxy. "I don't understand," Zoe said, her voice barely a whisper. "What does this have to do with me, with humanity?" Ilara's expression softened. "Your ability to interface with our technology, to intuitively understand and manipulate energy at a quantum level, it's unprecedented. It suggests that humans possess a latent ability that could be the key to defeating this threat." Zix chimed in, excitement clear in his mental voice. "Think of it, Zoe Chen. Your species, isolated on a single world, has developed in unique ways that might allow you to perceive and interact with the universe in a manner we cannot." Zoe's head spun with the implications. "So what happens now?" "Now," Elara said, her tone both grave and hopeful, "we offer you a choice. You can return to your life here, and we will continue our search elsewhere. Or you can join us, become the bridge between our civilizations, and help us face this galactic threat." As Zoe stood there, caught between her old life and an unimaginable new future, alarms began to blare throughout the ship. The holographic display flickered, showing a massive object emerging from the depths of space, heading straight for New Horizon. Hilara's voice was urgent. It seems, Zhou Chen, that the choice may have been made for us. The threat we feared, it's here. The quantum mechanic. The massive object hurtling towards New Horizon filled the holographic display, its surface a writhing mass of darkness that seemed to devour light itself. Zhou's heart raced as she realized the full weight of the situation. What in the name of Einstein's mustache is that thing? She breathed, her eyes wide with a mixture of fear and fascination. Captain Ilara's mental voice was grim. We call it the Void Leviathan. It's an ancient cosmic entity that feeds on energy and entire civilizations. Zix added urgently, our weapons are useless against it. That's why we sought allies with unique perspectives. Zhou's mind raced. The colony's defenses were laughable against this threat, and evacuation was impossible. Yet something tugged at the edges of her consciousness, a remnant of the connection she'd felt with the ship's systems. I have a crazy idea, Zhou said, her voice steadier than she felt. But I'm going to need full access to your ship's systems. Ilara hesitated for a fraction of a second before nodding. Do what you must. Zhou took a deep breath and plunged her arm back into the ship's core. The rush of information was overwhelming, but this time she was prepared. She let her consciousness expand, merging with the ship's AI in a way that defied conventional understanding. Holy quantum entanglement, Zhou gasped, her eyes glowing with an otherworldly light. I can see it all. The ship, the Void Leviathan, the very fabric of spacetime. Her free hand danced over holographic controls that only she could see, making adjustments at a subatomic level. The ship hummed with power, its hull beginning to shimmer with an iridescent energy. Zhou Chen, what are you doing? Ilara asked, a note of awe in her mental voice. I'm rewriting the laws of physics, Zhou replied, her voice echoing with harmonics beyond human hearing. Just a little light quantum manipulation, no big deal. Outside, the Void Leviathan loomed ever closer, its maw opening to reveal an abyss of nothingness. But as it approached, it began to slow, as if pushing against an invisible barrier. Impossible, Zix whispered. She's created a localized field of altered spacetime. Zhou grinned, sweat beading on her brow from the mental effort. That's not all. Watch this. With a thought, she redirected the ship's energy, focusing it into a beam of pure, coherent light. But this was no ordinary laser. It pulsed with a rhythm that seemed to resonate with the very structure of reality. The beam struck the Void Leviathan, and for a moment, nothing happened. Then, with a silent scream that shook the cosmos, the creature began to unravel. Its darkness peeled away in layers, revealing a core of swirling, prismatic energy. Sweet mother of quasars, Zhou breathed. It's not destroying, it's transforming. The Void Leviathan writhed, its form shifting and twisting until, with a final pulse of light, it collapsed into a swirling vortex of pure, radiant energy. Zhou gently withdrew her arm from the core, stumbling as the connection broke. Zix caught her, steadying her with a touch that conveyed awe and gratitude. You've done the impossible, Ilara said, her mental voice filled with wonder. You've not only defeated the Void Leviathan, you've transmuted it into a source of boundless energy. Zhou flexed her tingling arm, her mind still reeling from the experience. I just saw the patterns, the underlying rhythms of the universe. It was like the most beautiful song I've ever heard, and I just tweaked the melody a bit. Ilara and Zix exchanged looks of astonishment. Zhou Chen, the captain said sullenly, you've unlocked a power beyond our wildest dreams. The ability to perceive and manipulate the quantum fabric of reality itself. But how? Zhou asked, looking at her hands in wonder. I'm just a mechanic from a backwater colony. Zix's multifaceted eyes gleamed with excitement. Perhaps that's precisely why. Your species, isolated and forced to adapt, has developed latent abilities we never imagined possible. You see the universe differently. And that difference, Ilara added, might be the key to saving not just our civilizations, but the entire cosmos. As if to underscore her words, the holographic display sprang to life, showing a map of the galaxy. Dozens of pulsing red dots appeared, each representing a void leviathan. There are more of them, Ilara explained grimly. Awakening from eons of slumber. Our weapons are useless, our technology insufficient, but you, Zhou Chen, you and others like you, might be our only hope. Zhou stared at the galactic map, her mind spinning with the implications. Others like me? You mean there are more humans who can do this? Ilara nodded. We believe so. Latent abilities, waiting to be awakened. You could be the first of a new breed of cosmic protectors, quantum mechanics, if you will. Zhou couldn't help but chuckle at the title. Quantum mechanics, that's got a nice ring to it. But how do we find these others? How do we awaken their abilities? That, Zix said, is where your journey truly begins. With a gesture, Ilara brought up a new holographic display. It showed Earth, but unlike any view Zhou had ever seen. The planet pulsed with lines of energy, convergence points glowing like beacons. These are individuals with potential similar to yours, Ilara explained. Scattered across your world, unaware of their cosmic significance. We need to find them, awaken them, and prepare them for the battles to come. Zhou took a deep breath, the weight of responsibility settling on her shoulders. So, let me get this straight. You want me to travel back to Earth, a planet I haven't seen since I was a kid, to recruit a team of superpowered space mechanics to save the galaxy. Ilara and Zix nodded sullenly. A slow grin spread across Zhou's face. Well, when you put it like that, how can I refuse? But on one condition. Name it, Ilara said. Zhou's eyes gleamed with determination and a hint of mischief. We're going to need a cooler ship, something with style. If we're going to save the universe, we might as well look good doing it. As if in response, the ship's AI began projecting designs, each more fantastic than the last. Zhou laughed, her heart light despite the enormous task ahead. Oh yeah, she said, pointing to a sleek, impossible design that seemed to bend light around it. That's the one. Let's go wake up some quantum mechanics and show these cosmic horrors what humanity can really do. As the alien ship prepared to depart, its form shifting and changing to match Zhou's chosen design, the colony of New Horizon watched in awe. Their unassuming mechanic, the woman who had kept their ramshackle equipment running against all odds, was about to embark on a journey beyond imagination. Little did they know, this was just the beginning. The age of the quantum mechanics had dawned, and the universe would never be the same. The Quantum Crew. The sleek, otherworldly ship that was once a humble alien craft now hovered above the Golden Gate Bridge, its form rippling like liquid metal in the sun. Inside, Zhou Chen stood before a holographic display of Earth, her eyes glowing with an otherworldly light as she scanned for potential quantum mechanics. All right, cosmic GPS, Zhou muttered, her fingers dancing through the air, manipulating quantum data streams. Show me where our new recruits are hiding. Suddenly, the display zoomed in on a bustling Tokyo street. A young woman with neon blue hair stood out from the crowd, her aura pulsing with untapped quantum potential. Bingo! Our first recruit, Zhou grinned. Zix, ready for some urban quantum fishing. The alien engineer tilted his head. I'm unfamiliar with this Earth sport, but I am prepared to assist. Zhou chuckled. Just follow my lead, buddy. We're about to make first contact, Tokyo style. As they materialized on the crowded street, the neon-haired woman, Akira Tanaka, according to the quantum readout, stumbled, her eyes wide as she saw through the ship's cloaking field. What in the name of Godzilla? Akira gasped, her hand instinctively reaching out towards the shimmering air where Zhou and Zix stood. The moment Akira's fingers brushed the cloaking field, a surge of energy crackled between them. The quantum potential within her ignited, and suddenly, Akira could see everything. The flow of data in nearby electronics, the quantum dance of atoms in the air, even the thoughts of passers-by manifesting as colorful auras. Whoa, Akira breathed, her eyes now glowing with the same otherworldly light as Zoe's. Is this what it feels like to be a living, breathing anime protagonist? Zoe grinned, extending her hand. Welcome to the team, quantum mechanic. How do you feel about saving the universe? Akira's answering smile was electric. I thought you'd never ask. As they boarded the ship, Ilara's voice rang out. Excellent work, Zoe, but we need more. The void leviathans are awakening faster than anticipated. The holographic display shifted, showing a remote village in the Andes Mountains. A young man stood atop an ancient Incan ruin, his hands raised to the sky as if communing with the cosmos. Oh, this is going to be fun, Zoe smirked. Akira, ready for your first quantum road trip. The recruitment of Carlos Mendoza, the Incan quantum shaman, was even more spectacular. As they approached, Carlos greeted them with a knowing smile. The stars told me you were coming, he said, his voice resonating with ancient wisdom and newfound power. I am ready to weave the quantum tapestry of fate. With each new recruit, the ship's power grew exponentially. In the Australian outback, they found Maori quantum dreamwalker Aroha Williams. From the heart of Silicon Valley came Raj Patel, a disillusioned tech guru whose algorithms had inadvertently tapped into quantum realms. But it was in the bustling markets of Lagos that they found their final recruit and their greatest challenge. Adebayo Okonkwo, a street performer with a talent for real magic, took one look at the team and burst out laughing. You want me to believe that I'm some sort of quantum superhero, he scoffed. Pull the other one, it's got bells on. Zoe stepped forward, her patience wearing thin. They were running out of time, and Adebayo's quantum signature was off the charts. Look, we don't have time for skepticism, she said, her voice tight. The fate of the universe is at stake, and whether you believe it or not, you're part of this fight. Adebayo's eyes narrowed. Prove it. With a sigh, Zoe reached out and tapped Adebayo's forehead. In an instant, his consciousness expanded, hurtling through the quantum realm. He saw the void leviathans stirring in the dark spaces between galaxies, felt the urgency of their mission. When the vision faded, Adebayo stood slack-jawed, his eyes glowing with newfound power. I had no idea, he whispered. None of us did, Zoe said softly. But now we do, and we have a job to do. Are you in? Adebayo nodded, a determined grin spreading across his face. Let's show these cosmic monsters some Nigerian quantum magic. As the newly formed quantum crew gathered on the bridge of their impossible ship, Ilara's voice rang out with renewed hope and urgency. The team is assembled, but our greatest challenge lies ahead. The void leviathans have begun their assault on the Andromeda galaxy. Billions of lives hang in the balance. Zoe looked around at her diverse team of quantum prodigies, a Tokyo techno-mystic, an Incan cosmic shaman, a Maori dreamwalker, a Silicon Valley algorithm whisperer, and a Nigerian quantum magician. Each of them glowed with power beyond imagination, their auras intertwining in a dazzling display of human potential. All right, quantum crew, Zoe said, her voice ringing with authority and excitement. Let's go bend some cosmic rules and kick some interdimensional butt. As the ship prepared to jump to light speed, Zix turned to Zoe, his multifaceted eyes shimmering with what she now recognized as awe. Zoe Chen, the alien engineer, said softly, when we came to Earth seeking allies, we had no idea we would find this. Your species continues to defy all expectations. Zoe grinned, the quantum energy surging through her veins making her feel alive in ways she'd never imagined possible. Oh, Zix, my friend, she laughed, you ain't seen nothing yet. Humanity's just getting warmed up. With a thought, Zoe engaged the quantum drive. The ship vibrated with power, reality itself bending around them as they prepared to plunge into the heart of an intergalactic war. As the stars blurred into streaks of light, Zoe couldn't help but smile. From fixing atmospheric regulators on a backwater colony to leading a team of quantum superheroes against cosmic horrors, it had been one hell of a career change. And the universe, it seemed, was in for one hell of a surprise. Quantum showdown in the Andromeda Nebula. The quantum cruise ship materialized in the heart of the Andromeda Galaxy, its sleek form rippling with energy that defied the laws of physics. Before them, a cosmic spectacle unfolded. The void leviathans, massive beings of pure darkness, were tearing through the fabric of space-time like cosmic wrecking balls. Zoe's eyes widened as she took in the scale of the threat. Holy Einstein's bad hair day. Those things are bigger than I thought. Akira, her neon blue hair now streaked with quantum lightning, whistled low. It's like watching Godzilla versus the universe, and Godzilla's winning. Focus, team, Zoe commanded, her voice steady despite the chaos around them. Remember your training. We're not just fighting with tech or energy, we're rewriting the rules of reality itself. As if on cue, a void leviathan turned its attention to their ship, its maw opening to reveal an abyss that threatened to swallow light itself. Evasive maneuvers, Zoe shouted, her hands dancing through holographic controls. But before she could act, Raj stepped forward, his eyes glowing with algorithmic brilliance. I've got this, he said, his fingers blurring as he tapped into the ship's quantum core. Suddenly, the ship split into 1,000 identical copies, each one as real as the original. The void leviathan lunged, only to pass harmlessly through a holographic decoy. Quantum superposition, Raj grinned. Who says you can't be in 1,000 places at once? Carlos, the Incan quantum shaman, raised his hands, cosmic energy swirling around him. Let us weave a new song for the universe, he intoned, his voice resonating with ancient power. As Carlos chanted, the very stars around them began to shift, forming intricate patterns that pulsed with energy. The void leviathans recoiled, confused by the sudden change in the cosmic melody they had known for eons. Aroha, the Maori dreamwalker, closed her eyes, reaching out with her mind. I can feel them, she whispered. They're not just destroyers. They're lost, confused. They're looking for something. Zoe's brow furrowed. What could cosmic horrors possibly be looking for? Before Aroha could answer, a massive tendril of darkness lashed out, threatening to tear their ship apart. But Adebayo was ready, his hands glowing with Nigerian quantum magic. Not today, cosmic calamari, he shouted, weaving symbols in the air that solidified into shields of pure light. The tendril bounced off, and for a moment, the void leviathan seemed to hesitate. Zoe saw her chance. Now, Akira, hit it with everything you've got. Akira nodded, her body becoming a conduit for pure quantum energy. She thrust her hands forward, unleashing a beam of light that contained the condensed information of 1,000 digital worlds. The beam struck the void leviathan, and for a moment, nothing happened. Then, with a silent scream that shook the cosmos, the creature began to change. Its darkness peeled away, revealing a core of swirling prismatic energy. It's working, Zoe shouted. Keep it up. One by one, the quantum crew focused their unique abilities on the transformed Leviathan. Carlos wove cosmic melodies that soothed its chaotic energy. Aroha reached out with her mind, offering understanding and empathy. Ray's algorithms calculated the perfect frequency to stabilize its new form. As the last of the darkness faded, the being that remained was a creature of pure light and cosmic wonder. It pulsed with energy, but now that energy was creative rather than destructive. By all the quantum quarks, Zix breathed, his alien features black with awe. You've done it again, Zoe Chen. You've not just defeated the void Leviathan, you've redeemed it. Ilara's voice rang out, filled with hope and excitement. This changes everything. If we can transform the void leviathans rather than destroy them, we can turn the greatest threat to the universe into its greatest protectors. So finished, a slow grin spreading across her face. But their victory celebration was short-lived. The holographic display lit up, showing dozens more void leviathans converging on their location. "Looks like the party's just getting started," Adebayo quipped, cracking his knuckles as quantum energy danced around his fingers. Zo looked at her team, these incredible humans who had embraced their cosmic potential and risen to a challenge beyond imagination. She felt a swell of pride and determination. "All right, Quantum Crew," she said, her voice ringing with authority and excitement. "Let's show these cosmic nightmares the power of human ingenuity. It's time to turn the Andromeda Galaxy into the universe's biggest light show." As the Quantum Crew prepared for the battle of a lifetime, Zo couldn't help but laugh at the absurdity and wonder of it all. From fixing janky atmospheric regulators to reshaping the very fabric of the cosmos, it was one hell of a career change. And the universe, it seemed, was in for one hell of a makeover. The Cosmic Symphony. The Andromeda Galaxy blazed with otherworldly light as the Quantum Crew faced down an armada of void leviathans. The transformed creature of light they had created pulsed beside them, a beacon of hope in the cosmic storm. Zo's eyes gleamed with determination. "All right, team, we've got one shot at this. Time to compose the ultimate cosmic remix." Akira's fingers danced across holographic keys, weaving strands of digital reality. "I felt the beat, boss. Let's drop this intergalactic banger." Carlos raised his hands, star stuff swirling around him. "I shall channel the rhythms of the ancient cosmos." Algorithms primed and ready to calculate the perfect harmony, Raj added, his eyes flickering with binary code. Aroha closed her eyes, reaching out with her mind. "I'll be our cosmic conductor, guiding the symphony of transformation." Adebayo grinned, Nigerian quantum magic crackling between his fingers. "And I'll add some spicy Afrofuturist flavor to this universal jam session." Zo nodded, feeling the combined power of her team surging through the ship. "Zix, Elara, we're going to need every ounce of energy your tech can muster. It's time to crank it up to 11. As the void leviathans closed in, reality itself seemed to hold its breath. Then, with a thought from Zo, the Quantum Crew unleashed their combined power. The ship's quantum core pulsed, sending out waves of energy that rippled through space-time. Akira's digital symphony merged with Carlos's cosmic chants, creating a melody that resonated with the very fabric of the universe. Ray's algorithms calculated the perfect pitch and frequency, while Aroha's mind reached out, touching the consciousness of each void leviathan. Adebayo's quantum magic wove it all together, adding layers of complexity and wonder that defied conventional physics. And at the center of it all was Zo, conducting this impossible orchestra with the skill of a cosmic maestro. The result was beyond imagination. A wave of prismatic energy exploded outward, engulfing the void leviathans in a cocoon of light and sound. The creatures writhed, their darkness fighting against the transformation. "Push harder," Zo shouted, sweat beading on her brow. "We're rewriting the cosmic code itself." The ship groaned under the strain, reality flickering around them as they poured every ounce of their combined power into the effort. For a moment, it seemed like it might not be enough. Then, just as hope began to fade, a miracle occurred. The transformed Leviathan they had created earlier joined its voice to their symphony. Its song, born of both darkness and light, resonated with its kin in a way the Quantum Crew's efforts alone could not. One by one, the void leviathans began to change. Their darkness peeled away, revealing cores of swirling, prismatic energy. The destructive force that had threatened the universe was transformed into creative power. As the last leviathan transformed, a wave of energy rippled out across the cosmos. Zo and her crew watched in awe as the effects of their actions spread faster than light, touching every corner of the universe. Dead stars reignited, barren planets burst into life, and throughout the cosmos, sentient beings looked up at their skies in wonder as new constellations formed, pulsing with vibrant, life-giving energy. By all the quasars, Zix breathed, his alien features slack with awe. You've done more than save the universe, Zhou Chen. You've transformed it. Ilara's voice rang out, filled with emotion. In all our ends of existence, we never imagined such a possibility. The void leviathans were the universe's greatest threat. Now, thanks to you, they're its greatest protectors. Zhou looked at her team, these incredible humans who had embraced their cosmic potential and achieved the impossible. She felt a swell of pride, love, and wonder. "We did it, Quantum Crew," she said, her voice soft with amazement. "We really did it." As the transformed leviathans danced through the cosmos, seeding new life and possibility, the ship's communication system suddenly crackled to life. Thousands of transmissions poured in from across the universe, messages of gratitude, wonder, and celebration from countless civilizations. Akira laughed, tears of joy streaming down her face. "We've gone viral on a universal scale. This is like the ultimate cosmic influencer moment." Reg nodded, a rare smile on his face. "Indeed, it seems we've achieved a 100% positive engagement rate across the entire universe. Even my most optimistic algorithms couldn't have predicted this outcome." "So," Adebayo said, leaning back with a grin, "does this make us the official department for the entire cosmos?" The crew burst into laughter, the tension of their epic battle finally releasing in waves of joy and relief. As the celebration continued, Zhou found a quiet moment to stand at the ship's viewport, gazing out at the transformed universe. Ilara joined her, the alien captain's presence a comforting reminder of how this incredible journey began. "What now?" Zhou asked softly. "Where do we go from here?" Ilara's mental voice was warm with affection and respect. "That, Zhou Chen, is entirely up to you and your remarkable species. You've unlocked potential we never dreamed possible. The universe is no longer a place to be feared or conquered. It's a grand symphony waiting for humanity to add its unique voice." Zhou nodded, a smile playing on her lips as she watched her team, her friends, laughing and celebrating. From a lonely mechanic on a backwater colony to the leader of a crew that had reshaped reality itself, it had been one hell of a journey. "Well," she said, her eyes twinkling with the light of billions of reborn stars, "I hear there's a whole multiverse out there just waiting to be explored, and something tells me the Quantum Crew might be just the band of misfits to do it." As if in response, the ship's quantum core pulsed with new energy, possibilities unfolding before them like the pages of a cosmic storybook. The adventure, it seemed, was just beginning. End.